Okay, morning guys, morning.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
Show's
3,
going live in a minute.
2, 1. Log Talk Radio. Hi, welcome to Soulspaceradio. To honour and protect the well-being of all, please sign the following disclaimer. All rights reserved. No part of this broadcast may be reproduced or transmitted in any form or by any electronic or mechanical means without the presenter's written permission. The presenters do not dispense medical advice or prescribe the use of any technique as a form of treatment for physical, emotional or medical problems. The intent of the presenters is to only offer information of a general nature to help you in your quest for emotional and spiritual well-being. Thank you. Hi, welcome to Soulspaceradio.
Okay, good morning everyone, or good evening, late afternoon for everyone joining us globally and in the States. So before we start, there are a number of callers, but before we start, like to just really relax into our session. Love this part. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take 3 deep breaths, seeing bright white light coming from the universal source down into the top crown chakra and out through your heart. On the 3rd breath, we're going to bring that white, divine white love light all the way out and reconnect back to the universe. So here we go, 1st breath. Beautiful white light coming in from the top crown chakra and just spreading out, breathing out through your heart. 1, 2. Beautiful white light in through the top chakra and out of your heart. Spreading it all out. 2. Last one, in through your top chakra. White light spreading out through your heart, radiating out and connecting back with the universe. Beautiful. Welcome to Soul Space Radio. So we do have a number of callers, so let's get right into it. I hope everyone's had a wonderful weekend and let's start. So caller number ending in 8860. So here we go. Hello, welcome to Soul Space Radio. Hi.
Hi, my name is Amla. How are you?
Good, thanks. Amla, is that correct?
Said it perfectly, yes.
Wonderful, Amla. How can we help?
Hi, I was wondering if you speak to me and this person to me in that this is a relationship question. Do you feel me and him getting back together? It was a very deep soul relationship and he's going through some tough times, so I'm just wondering what you see when we get there.
Okay, cool. Amna, the first thing is, so this was a relationship, you're currently separated or not together, and so let me just talk in terms of practical advice. So there's practical advice and intuitive advice. And so practical advice, so you had a really strong soul connection and you're not currently together because he's dealing with some of his own issues. And was that a mutual decision to kind of like just take time out so he resolved those issues?
Right.
Okay, cool. And is he, like in terms of those issues, you don't have to tell me what they are, but in terms of the issues, is he, do they have an impact on you? In other words, were they issues that you were either physically or psychologically abused?
What are you saying? Do they impact me? His issues? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, do they impact on you? Like I'm just trying to determine that they're not these are issues that are not actually detrimental to you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to ascertain.
Right, no.
No, you
Yeah, this is more his soul searching. He needs to figure out a couple of things of what he wants, because I'm very clear on what I want, and he's not. So,
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I like your relationship already because there's a couple of things that you've said that make it very clear to me that this is a very serious and respectful relationship. The first one that you said is that your soul lovers, you've got a very strong bond. And the second one is that you respect each other enough to understand that you have to go within yourself to resolve all. You can't find answers externally, and you can't find answers through other people. Other people can support and guide you, but you have to find the answers within. And, you know, usually energy will pull us away from relationships until we go within and find the answers, love ourselves. Usually there's a self-worth issue, or, you know, there's trauma, whatever, that makes us feel like we don't love ourselves and we're not worthy of a relationship. So I really love how the two of you respect each other enough, and he respects himself enough to know that he has to go away and look within before he can actually embrace a relationship with anyone. So, you know, hats off to you two, because that's emotional maturity that a lot of people don't have. So, okay. So let's just do something now. So obviously you care for him and you love him very much. That's palatable. I can feel that. So if you just like to close your eyes for me, and if you can just go to a really nice, let's get into a really nice relaxed space, because I'll just do a couple of things. So my philosophy is that we're all divine individualized. In other words, we're all effectively a God. That's not the right terminology. You might call that source or universe. That word means so much it's pretty charged, the word God now. But what I mean is God or soul or divine is accessing life. It's an expansive universe, contrasting in what we want and what we don't want, is individually giving God a reflection on experiences and expansion that he or she cannot obtain in their own right. So effectively we're individualized divine, if that makes sense. Okay. And so what we're doing in this world is that we know all the answers within ourselves. Our soul is infinite. It's not bound by any time or space. In other words, we know all the answers within. And it's really empowering to understand that, because you don't need to get a psychic reading or a reading to determine the power within yourself, because that is inherent to who you are. Every single one of us has a soul, and every single one of us has the opportunity to go within to communicate with your soul. And a lot of that's done, the bridge on that is done by intuitive processing. In other words, not analytical, not logical, but feeling and intuitive. Like intuitive is a feeling-based, right-hand side creative mind, female mind. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of fun, and we need to get really relaxed. And then I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I just want you to go at the top of your head, because you'll be tapping into your intuition, and say yes or no. So what we're going to do is just get nice and relaxed, and I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself at your favorite place. It could be on your favorite couch at home. It could be in the park. It could be at the beach. Wherever is your favorite place, and you don't need to tell me where that is. I just want you to go there now in your mind, and I want you to get into a really relaxed space. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. There's much joy. Your heart and soul feel loved and light, and it's a beautiful day. So when you're in that, let me know when you're feeling really nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do to get further relaxed is, in that space, I want you to just count down from 10 backwards with me, or I'll count. You don't have to, just in your head. And as we count back, I want you to see rings, just rings coming off you, or balloons, or just all of the weight lifted from you, from day-to-day life, from worries and concerns. So we're just trying to get into a really relaxed space, because that accesses your intuitive side much better when you're relaxed. So let's go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And what I'd like you to do is project into the future for me. And I'm not too sure when your birthday is, but project into the future. Let's say your birthday is next year at some stage. So we're going to go, it's your birthday and you're going out for dinner with someone, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to your favorite restaurant, and I want you to walk into that restaurant, and he's going to pull your chair out for you, and you're going to sit down at the table, okay? And I want you to, okay, and I just want you to, so you've got the scene all set, and I just want you to say yes or no, okay? So, so the man that you're with, or woman that you're with, is that your partner, yes or no?
Yes.
Is it the person that you've contacted me about today, yes or no?
Yes.
Are you happy, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Is the relationship getting more serious, yes or no?
Is it getting more what?
Serious, more committed.
Yes. I could see that. I could see his face and my face very, it's bright, it's light, I'm seeing purple and white.
Aha! So you're a very intuitive girl. Okay, fantastic. I want you to ask him, so now what we're going to do is that I can only talk to your soul, so I can't communicate with him, because I don't have, in doing what we're doing, you've given me, you've set an intention that your soul's happy to communicate with me. Okay, but I can't, it's free choice. I can't see his, I can't read his soul. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, I want you to ask him some questions and tell me the answers. Okay, so the first question I'd like you to ask him is he happy, yes or no?
Yes.
Has he resolved his spirituality questions, yes or no?
Yes, that's for sure. That's a big yes.
Okay. So now he's really ready to commit, yes or no?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So now he's really ready to commit, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm not gonna let you know I'm not gonna tell you intuitively what's come to me then, because I like it to be a surprise. But let's just say I think you will be really looking forward to your birthday dinner. That's all I can say. So let's go back now. I'll just count from 10 backwards again, and we'll go back to the space that you started from, your favorite space. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you're back in your favorite space, and you're still nice and relaxed. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll kind of discuss what happened. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I feel ready.
Okay, cool. Okay, so basically what we have done is we've stepped through, we've tapped into your intuition, we've stepped through, and not only did we step through and talked, but we also visualized a situation where he was, okay? Where someone would be, okay? And so what we've ascertained is that you're in a relationship with him, he's resolved his issue, you're both very happy and very much in love. And I suspect that some sort of very formal commitment is made, either not at that dinner, but shortly thereafter. So, you see how you know the answers within yourself. Now,
Yes.
when you were at that restaurant, you really it felt very romantic, didn't it? You had light, you could see lights, you could see you know, colors. You felt really loved, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I could really, you know what was interesting is that after this meditation, or even during, my heart felt very expansive. I was breathing, and yeah, it was very expansive. That and when he was, I was visualizing him, this my birthday or whatever, he was really happy for me. Like he lit up, and it was my day. It was very interesting.
Very cool. And you see, because we know all, but not only that, it is really expansive, because when you're talking about love, it is completely one of the fundamental universal principles. And we all know this, but we actually forget about the power within. So if you are energizing love, which you've got an intention to love somebody and you energize that, it will bring that person to you or someone else at the same vibrational consciousness, because you're completely aligned. But the love has to be pure. It can't be contracted. You know, like an obsessive love is a contracted energy. And the two of you, I can tell, are not in a contracted love relationship, because you love each other enough to respect boundaries and to let each other work through what they need to independently. And you understand that intuitively. The other really interesting thing about is light is the highest frequency of all things. So light actually has an innate intelligence. In fact, I think all light, including colors, is effectively a reflection of the divine itself. So not only were you feeling really loved, but you actually were aligned in terms of your light. And so the emotional frequency, or the frequency at that particular dinner, was so high that you were emitting light, and you saw that, which tells me two things: that you're very, very much in love, and secondly, that you're very intuitive yourself. So, oh my goodness, the power is within us. The power is within us. So if you ever feel like you need to know what the future is going to hold, you can go within, relax and go within and ask yourself some questions.
Excellent. That was beautiful. It really was very amazing. It was an amazing little mini meditation. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, not a problem. Bless you, and yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy yourself. It sounds like there's some amazing things coming up. And do keep me posted.
I will. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
Same to you, same to you. Many blessings, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and that's confirming again that the answers are within us, and we can know the answers within. So, you know, how beautiful is that? Many blessings. Right, so now the next caller is ending in 0029. Hello, welcome to Soul Space.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is Shakira from Alabama.
Sorry, what's your name?
Shakira. I'm calling from Alabama.
Shakira, Alabama. Wow, and how's Alabama today? Beautiful day?
It's been raining all day.
Oh, has
Yeah,
it?
but it's not raining now, but it's raining earlier.
Okay, you have the best accent too. If I was going to have an accent, I would love to have an Alabama accent. It's just beautiful, a beautiful thing. Okay, Shakira. So how can I help you? What's your question?
I love questions. You may pick up on my energy now because over a month. So I was just trying to see, what do you see as far as new love entering into my life, or me meeting someone that's good to start a relationship with?
Okay, not a problem. So let's so I don't know how much of you heard about the conversation that I had before, but so I effectively believe that we are individualized divine, and so we know all the answers within our soul. There's no time space continuum for our soul because our soul is infinite. So we go within to find the answers. We never find the answers externally. We can use tools to assist us in our spiritual growth, but it's effectively an internal individual journey. So what we're going to do is come with me on a little bit of a fun journey if you want to, and this is really empowering to know that the answers, we're really powerful people, human beings are, and specifically if we co-create with Source. So let's close your eyes, and we'll just go to a beautiful place, your favorite place. It could be the beach, it could be the forest, it could be in your house, it could be your couch. I'm quite partial to my couch actually, but it could be your couch. And I just want you to get really relaxed in your favorite space. And relaxation really helps us tap into our intuitive thoughts, which can then guide us through life. So let's get into it. Let me know when you're in a really nice, relaxed space.
I am.
Beautiful. And now what we're going to do in that relaxed space is we're just going to count down from 10 backwards. And I just like, this is also relaxation. It's not going to harm you. And just as we count down, just let all the day's worries and all of the, all of those little things that we pick up, just let everything just drop off you, and you can see it coming off you in golden rings, or you can see it as balloons that are just going into the heavens, and just let everything go. So as I'm counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what I'm going to do is a little bit of a different exercise than what we did before, and I'd like you to let me know, like, what's one of your favorite things to do when you're in a relationship? Is there a place that that's your favorite place to go to, or do you like going to the movies or out for dinner, or what's the sort of favorite thing to do in a relationship?
Yes, going to a movie, walking, taking walks.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Let's go to a beach. Let's do. Where would you walk? Would you walk in mountain trails or in the beach, or in Alabama is
Beach.
on the beach? You would go to the beach. Okay, beautiful. Let's go to the beach then. Go to your favorite beach. There's nobody else around. It's just you, and there's absolutely nobody else around. And as you walk up the beach, you realize that you're holding the hand of someone, okay? And this person is to your, so the waves are to your left and this person is to your right. And I want you to have a look at this person and just note what this person looks like. And I can see that this person is smiling at you. They kind of got crinkle laugh lines. They're quite a joker. And this person's laughing at you, and he's really happy, and so are you. And you feel like with your steps in the sand, you feel like you're not even going through the sand, because you just feel so light and so loved. It's almost like walking on air. You just feel so much joy, and so I can feel it in you. Just feel really light and really happy. And as you two are walking along the beach, I'm going to ask you some questions. He can't hear me, and I want you to say yes or no, okay? So the first question is, are you happy, yes or no?
Yes.
Is this man handsome, yes or no?
Yes.
Is this relationship going to form in the next month? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you meet this person through friends? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you in love? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm in love.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is so...
I am love.
You are love. Yes, you are. And so the beautiful thing of that is that if you are love, then you reflect it out and it must come back to you. Either a person that you know or a person that you don't know, but they're on the same vibrational wavelength as you. So love is just such a powerful energy. Okay, so let's ask some more questions. Did you want to know, do you want to ask him what he does? What does he do for a living?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
I don't know, but he's a great provider.
Ah, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to know while we're in this space?
No.
You're really just loving this, aren't you?
I know that I can trust. I know that I can trust him entirely.
Aha, trust. Okay. We'll talk about that when we come back out of the space because that's really important. Okay. So you guys keep walking, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take your consciousness, knowing that this is true to you in the future. So you will come back to this moment and you'll love every minute of it in the future. I want you to just go back to your favorite space, and I'm going to count 10 backwards. We'll transition from the beach to your favorite space. So let's just let everything fall off you again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you're back in your favorite space, and I just want you to keep relaxed. Remember that feeling. Remember how that felt, walking hand in hand on the beach, and just come back to me and tell me when you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So let's talk about trust, because it's interesting, like much of the words that we speak convey many things, and we're not really conscious of it. So you're in that state and you're talking about trust. So from that I can assume that your trust is, you've had issues with trust in relationships in the past. And so, yeah, and so, and perhaps in doing what we did not just go and visualize a relationship with a new person. Much of what we did was also symbolic about a relationship with ourselves and a relationship with Source. So we in what we've done, there's a mention of trust, and you've probably lost some. I get that you're a spiritual person, but you've probably lost some trust and some faith in some of the things that have happened in your life. And so that is a real reconnection back to yourself and back to Source, okay? Because you said you are love, so you get it. So there's much about your reconnection in what we just did. Much more than just a relationship. Doesn't mean, it means the relationship's going to come too. But there was a lot about what we just did, about you and loving Source and God, Source, universe, whatever you term it as, and loving this person. Because you were purely whole. You went back to being a pure spirit person, okay? Who knows that your pure positive love light, and anything and everything in this world is yours. There are no limitations other than what we put on ourselves. My goodness, what a blessing. What a blessing experience that you've given to us as well. You almost feel like angel space to me. Beautiful, beautiful. And so I hope you got an opportunity to see what this person could look like and see how you felt in a true love relationship. So those feelings will lead. The universe leads on feelings. Remember those feelings and consistently visualize walking on the beach with that person, feeling that love, feeling loved, and knowing that all is well. And it will truly unfold that way. You seem like you're in a beautiful, beautiful, your whole voice is softened, and it's a beautiful space that you're in.
Yes, ma'am. I'm open and just ready to embrace it.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I think you better get on after this. You might want to call your friends up. and try and get some dates happening between now and the end of the month.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem, beautiful lady. Wonderful things are coming to you. Keep expressing that love and the universe will reflect it back to you.
Yes, ma'am. Namaste.
Thank you. Blessings. Bye. Okay, and that was another wonderful example of relationships, and many of the relationships that we have in our life is about our connection with souls and our connection with ourselves. So our relationships mirror back to us what we reflect in ourselves. So the wonderful thing about that situation was a real coming back to connection with herself, with source, and with the love relationship that she's always wanted. Beautiful, beautiful. How powerful are we? Okay, right. I have another caller. So in number ending in 4415. Good morning, Soul Space Radio. Shay speaking.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi, my name is Anne. Hi.
Hi,
how are you?
Anne. I am good, thank you. Where are you from, Anne?
I'm sorry?
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm calling from California.
Which is where? Sorry, I don't. In which state?
Oh, it's United States, and it's California in the United States.
California, yay! A Californian girl, aren't they the best? Fantastic. And how can I help?
My daughter asked to ask about your connection to the person, and I'm not sure if that's okay to ask because she's too shy to call and ask.
Oh, okay. So your daughter wants to ask me, or your daughter wants me,
Yeah.
she wants to ask me what in particular?
Well, there is a person that she met on her vacation a few weeks ago, and she really likes this gentleman, and they texted a few times, and she likes to know if he will make efforts to see her, if there will be romantic development, or what do you see for them? Because at this time they're just texting each other. So
look, and I put a couple of things first. So I believe that we're individualized divine, okay? And so as that, we've got immense amounts of power, specifically when we co-create the source, okay? And the power is within us. So connection within is the main thing, loving yourself, and then loving, then that's reflected back to you. Okay, and that's the key to all things, is connection within. So I don't truly believe there's any answers outside of ourselves. There's tools that will help us in our spiritual journey, but it's all connection within. So the other thing that I need to note here is that really I need to kind of communicate with the with your daughter, because I can't. It's all about freedom of choice. It's about freedom of soul. But let's just I can appreciate that she's shy. So let's just see what happens with me communicating through you. So on a practical advice, from a practical perspective, can I just ask a few questions? Because I give both practical advice and intuitive guidance here. So the first question is, when she met this guy, is he quite some way away from her, or is he close regionally, or is it miles away?
They live in different states, but she's moving closer to him for other reasons, not because of him, but for other reasons. At this time, they're in different states.
Okay.
But she knows that she's moving and
Okay, so if she's moving, there's an opportunity for her to reconnect and see him. Okay, fine. That's one thing, because, you know, statistically long distance relationships, you know, are quite difficult to maintain. And I'm not saying that they don't work, because they do. You know, my husband does fly in, fly out, and he's been doing it for long periods of time. It completely works. But, you know, we have a strong foundation before he did that. So, you know, I'm just talking in terms of probability, from the logic, analytical side. You know, it's good that she's, you know, perhaps there's a potential to connect at a later stage. Because I think it is really important, and it's really important to note this, that all relationships, you know, it's possible to love another person unconditionally, without having any intimate relationship. But I think it is important at some stage to develop that. I think intimacy is a significant part of any relationship. Not all of it, but it's a part of it that's important. So, okay, so that's exciting. So she's potentially gonna go and be able to see him. Okay, and so they.
No, she will not see him. She's not inviting him. She's not going to see him. She's moving for business purposes to the same state.
Yeah.
But she's not moving to see because he never offered to see her.
No, that's fine. But while she's in the same state.
Let's just put this aside. Maybe she will not move. I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know. She's thinking she will be moving, but she's not sure. At this time, the ball is in his court. He has your phone number. He knows where she is. Will there be a development? I don't know if she will be moving or not. At this point, he didn't offer to see her or make an effort to meet with her.
Okay, fine. Okay, so, okay, right. So, okay, so if she did move to the same state, obviously they're in the same state. So obviously that's a closer vicinity. Okay, so they're texting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can, and if I can, I might get you relaxed. If you're willing to work with me, I'm going to get you relaxed, and we're going to put you into a future, and I'm going to ask you a couple of intuitive questions. And I'm hoping, because you're connected with your daughter, we should be able to have some connection through that. Because inherently, because you're her mother, you will have some connection to her soul. So let's just see. Hey, let's just play and see what happens. Let's have fun. Spirit loves when we have fun. Okay, Anne. So if you can just get to your favorite place, wherever that might be, and get nice and relaxed in your favorite place. That might be the beach, might be the forest, it might be, you're a California girl, it could be out in Big Sur, I believe is spectacular. So if you'd just like to get in your favourite space, and then tell me when you're nice and relaxed.
I'm relaxed, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And now I just want you to count from 10 backwards, and I just want you to let all of the worry, all of your own worries and constraints, all of it go. So we're 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, Anne, and I want you to pretend that it's now January 2019, so we've jumped ahead a couple of months. And I want you, your daughter has just rung you, okay? She's on the phone and you're talking to her, and you've just had a conversation with her, and then she's hung up and she's gone on with her day. So what I want you to do is I want you to just say yes or no from the phone conversation. I just like you to say yes or no. Just don't even think about it, just whatever comes to your head. So let's go. So is your daughter happy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Has your daughter moved? Yes or no?
Yes.
Has your daughter seen the gentleman that's currently texting her? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is your daughter in a relationship with this gentleman? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is your daughter in a serious relationship with this gentleman? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you met this gentleman? Yes or no?
No.
Is your daughter in love? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, are you going to meet this gentleman soon? Yes or no?
Only if she wants me. I'm not trying to.
Okay.
Unless she wants me.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I intuitively think that you will, Anne. So, not long after that point. Okay, so, and what I want you to do is I'll count 10 backwards. We'll get really relaxed again. And I will count 10 backwards. Sorry, Anne. I've just got my son here being cheeky.
Mum, I'm hungry.
No, go
But I'm starving.
away.
I'm starving. Hey, jeez.
Sorry about that, Anne. My son's home from school, and all boys want to eat. That's all they want to do. Okay. Okay, where was I? Okay, so counting from 10 backwards, I just want you to go back to your favorite space, and we'll just let everything come off you again like before. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you're in your favorite space, and I just want you to feel nice and relaxed, and I want you to remember the feelings, how you felt when you heard that your daughter was happy and she's in a relationship and she's very loved, and I just want you to remember how that feels. And then if you can just let me know when you're ready to open your eyes.
Yeah, I'm ready to open my eyes.
Okay, Anne. So let's talk about this. Okay. So what effectively happened there is that we went into the future, and you're linked to your daughter's consciousness because, and when I talk about consciousness, I mean soul consciousness, which is mind, body, and soul. And you understood where she was at that particular point in time. So we sort of went into the future to determine where she's at with the relationship. So it's interesting how intuitively your soul knows all, and not only is your daughter in a relationship, she's very, very happy. So the joy of life, I mean, we have the power within us at any stage to go within, connect within. We're really, truly empowered to understand what our future may hold. But some of the joy of life is, the joy to be is simply just living it and letting it unfold as it should. And the fact that these two are texting indicates to me it's the basis of the beginning of a relationship. If your daughter truly wants to be with this person, she just has to visualize the circumstance on a regular basis when she's with him, feel the feeling of being absolutely loved, and he will either come to her or someone else will of the same vibrational consciousness, because love is aligned with the universe, and so there's nothing more important than love. So it sounds like in what you and I have just done is that she's very happy, and she's in this love relationship, and she's moved, and she's having all these transformational, it's a beautiful time of her life. And so you're blessed because you're part of that. So yeah, wonderful things to tell her. I hope she's there. She can get really excited.
Okay, I'll let you know. Thank you so much.
Not a
But do you think intuitively that the gentleman will get closer to her, or he will stay the way he is now? He's pretty distant at this time.
I think intuitively I think intuitively that when she moves, he will make a move. That's what I feel. That's my instinct on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know...
When she moves, he will drive to see her, because it will be still 6 or 7 hours drive.
Yeah.
She's not moving in his area. She's just moving in the state.
No, I understand that. I can't see into the soul, but I can intuitively sense that there is a connection there. And so I don't physically know if he's going to get in and drive 6 hours to see her, but there's a connection there, and by making that proximity to him closer, even though it's within the same state, there is an opportunity for the relationship to blossom. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, Anne.
I hope the thing
Yes.
blossom.
And please advise your daughter that if she love energy is one of the most powerful things in the universe. So if she can get clear on what she wants in terms of what she wants in a relationship, so she could write down the attributes, the characteristics, the personality, what he looks like, be really specific, but let it come in from anywhere. Let it come in, let the picture be specific, but don't be afraid to accept something that comes in that might not necessarily look like that, because Source knows us better than ourselves. But just get her to continue to visualize being in a love relationship. She could even imagine a wedding ring on her finger. And then, you know, when she's intentionalizing that love, she's energizing it in the visualization, she's feeling love, then that will truly come to her, whether through this individual or other individuals. Okay?
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, Anne. You have a lovely day. Thank you.
Same to you. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks, Anne. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. Interesting interruption with my little boy there, who's off home from school and constantly eating. So I apologize for that. So anyway, it's life, and this is a real life show, so that's kind of cool. So you've met my beautiful wee man, Talon, now. Okay, so now we're going to the next caller, ending in 9947. So let's go. Welcome to Soul Space Radio. You're speaking with Shay.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Tasha from New Mexico.
Tasha from New Mexico. Wow, Tasha. Is it a beautiful place that you live in? Is New Mexico beautiful?
It is actually beautiful. It has a lot of mountains and desert and cactuses and what do you call them, things that go rolling around the desert?
Tumbleweeds?
Tumbleweeds, all that good stuff.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Oh, very, very cool. That sounds amazing. And really expansive. I would imagine it's quite expansive.
No, unless you want to go to like Albuquerque or Santa Fe. But once you get to the city limits, city gets you stuck there because they what do you call those people? They live off the grid. They
Oh,
can
okay.
find you something really, really nice and really, really cheap up here. You know, outside of the city there.
Sorry, Tasha, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, they believe in recycling and they do the, you know, saving the rainwater, and they believe in, you know, it's just you know, that lifestyle. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah, that's sort of sustainable.
They believe in living off the grid. So some places you can find that don't even have running water or running or electricity. Everything is like solar panels. They really, you know, everything is about recycling or using natural resources. You know, outside of the city.
Wow. So they're really, yeah, really self-sufficient and sustainable. So probably a role model for all of us.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It should be at least.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're working on that, aren't we? We're all working on that. I think things have got. I'm a real Pollyanna, so I think that things are getting better every day, and you know, we'll get there. We'll get there in the end.
Okay.
Humans are wonderful, wonderful beings, so we'll get there in the end. So how can I help you today, Tasha? How can I help?
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, how does spirit feel? Am I going in the right direction? Because I'm going through a lot of purging, so I'm kind of wondering. I guess I want to do a scan of my own emotional, mental, spiritual direction. Am I on the correct path? Or what does spirit think about me? Or do I need more work in any area of my life or within me? Not externally, but internally. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Gee, that's an all-encompassing question. Okay. There is a couple of things. Let me just address a couple of things. There is no right or wrong way. A spiritual journey is an individual journey, regardless of what anyone else outside of you tells you. Okay? Because what I notice is that we are bombarded with people telling us that they know the right way, or that you can advance to becoming an enlightened person in 10 minutes using this system. There is no, in my experience, there is no such thing. I think enlightenment, a spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it, is an individual thing. There is no right or wrong. And that journey will take you as much to the bliss as it will to the abyss. So, because when you really reach lows in life, or the things that are the most traumatic to us can also be the biggest gifts that we are ever given. Because when things happen to us like disease or relationship failure or death, or and I mean death as in around us by people that we love the most, when things are pulled away from us, we truly have to go within. And the journey is going within. Right. So the problem is that we measure our success on the external world, but the external world is an out picture of what, it's old, it's the past, of our feelings, of what we felt within before. So the world truly is mirroring us, but the point is not to get too analytical. The whole society is so analytical and male orientated in terms of logic, control, all that sort of thing, okay? We need to come back to and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's balanced by the female leads with a very intuition leads. And then with that, with intuition or with your creativity, all of the feminine aspects, esoterically, you know, we made male and female, although we're not really, none of that is even true on the bigger picture, but in terms of getting somewhere, in terms of understanding how we're evolving, that's a good way to put it. So if you're using your intuitive skills, then you're truly, that is the way to connect with Source. And it is all about connection with Source. Now, in my case in particular, it'd be so different than your experiences because your journey is your journey. My journey consisted of me starting to do meditation on a regular basis. And through that, I found a connection with Source. But you can get the same connection just by being in nature or by watching a wonderful movie, because it's all on your consciousness vibration. If you feel good, you are connecting with Source. Okay? So tell me about your life. Are you happy with your life? Do you love your life?
Right now, I had more relationships, but the thing is, I am not satisfied with the people who are showing up in my life, and it's like I immediately, like, I think they're all toxic. So right now, I'm kind of working on me and my inner self.
Beautiful.
And not wanting any distractions from other people who seem like they just clamoring for my attention. But I can't give them a seat in my life. So anytime it's okay. It's like a work in progress, you know.
Yeah.
Put one brick down, lay one brick at a time.
Yeah.
Until I get to the place where I'm able to attract more stable and more healthy relationships. And it's not bad. I'm not feeling bad about it. I'm not really happy, but I just say I'm content.
Okay, wonderful.
So I'm not actually lonely, but yeah. So it's a content. I'm content. It's not that bad, but I'm all right.
Do you know what I really love about, because language, when you listen to people speak, and you get bigger than when you connect with Source, you get bigger than the picture, because part of you actually connects to the wider. When people talk about intuitive or psychic skills, it is a latent ability, in other words, an ability that every single human being has, but a lot of them have forgotten how to use those skills, okay? It's the same as the sixth sense. It's the same thing. Now, those psychic capabilities are really just a byproduct of connection with Source. The important thing is the connection with Source. The rest of it is just a gift. The interesting thing is that you say a lot in the words that you convey. And so you understand that to get from point A to point B, you have to go through transition and transformation. And in doing that, you will raise your consciousness up and raise your frequency, and then that will bring in new people, new situations, new experiences that are attracted to that vibrational frequency. So you understand it's sheer madness to continue on the way that you were. You take yourself out of the situation, you're working on yourself, you raise the vibration, and it creates all things new. Now that can confuse a lot of people. It hasn't confused you, because people are like, oh, these people have all left my life. But that's because their relationships are getting upgraded. You understand that the answers are within you. So, oh my goodness, Tasha, you're like streets ahead of most of the people that I talk to, okay? So the thing, and there is no right and wrong, and everybody's path is different. I'd like to do something with you because I think you'll find it really beautiful experience. I think continue to connect with Source, because I get it that you are, because you understand much about how to get there. So that suggests to me that you know how to feel, and you know how to focus on what feels good, and you know how to connect with Source. But let's just do something now. I think you'll find it a beautiful experience. So if you'd like to close your eyes,
90 seconds.
There's a few seconds remaining, but please just stay on the call anyway. So until we finish. So close your eyes, and I want you to imagine yourself in a beautiful, bright, white, divine love space, okay? And by that I mean, I just want you to infuse yourself, your whole body. There's nothing else but this brilliant white light. And this white light is divine. In other words, this white light is a representation of God or Source or universe, whatever you're familiar with. So I want you just to infuse your body with this love light, okay? And I want you to close your eyes and I'll count from 10 backwards, and I want you to just float in this love life and let everything else go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And I just want you to start to dissolve into this white light is so bright. Just stay on the show with me if you would please, Tasha. The white light is just so bright that it's dissolving into your body, and so you can't actually see where your hands end and the light starts. Okay? So you're going invisible, and you're going into, you're just absorbing all of this divine love light through every cell within your body. Every cell within your body is just brilliant, white, bright love light. Okay, so you feel really loved, and it's just exploding through every cell in your body. It's just white light. Tell me when you're completely dissolved in this light.
Okay, I think I am.
Okay, and I want you to see a form coming to you from the horizon, and this form is going to represent whoever God or the divine is to you. And it could be in the form of a person, it could be in the form of light, whatever. I'd like you to just let that form come close until it's standing in front of you, and let me know when it's in front of you.
Okay, there they are.
Okay. So can you explain to me, what does that form look like?
Is it a phone? You said phone, right?
No, form. No, sorry, form. It could be a phone, it could be a divine phone. A form. So it's a form. Is it a humanistic form, or is it light? What is the
form?
form? Yeah, sorry, form. My accent.
Well, because you said phone, I thought you meant phone, so I saw a hand coming from the heaven, and it had a yellow phone, like reaching up to God.
Okay, beautiful. No, but that's okay. No. That is beautiful, Tasha. That's beautiful. Let's stay with that imagery, because you've gone way ahead of me here, so that's all good. So grab that phone, and that phone will communicate directly to God. Okay? And what I want you to do, okay, and I want you to tell God how you feel. Okay? So I want you to, if you felt like you were abandoned, or you felt like you needed love and he or she wasn't there, or you feel like you've got, let's talk about some of the aspects where you feel like the relationship you might have been let down from God. Let's tell God that now, so you can tell God that. In fact, if you want to, you don't have to tell me. You could just communicate that in your mind to God, okay? And then I want you to tell me what God says back to you.
Well, God is showing me compassion. He's kind of worried about me, and he's giving me some attention, and he's saying, "I'm sorry." He looks kind of sorrowful, but
what's he worried about? What's he worried?
He's listening. He's giving me compassion.
Beautiful.
He's giving me compassion, though.
Beautiful. What's he worried about? When you say he's worried for you, what's he worried about?
Well, not too much worried, but he's concerned. Oh, I guess that was worried. But
Okay. So, because
I don't know. I can't tell you what he's worried about, but it seems like that might give us as I was telling him my story. Those were past what I felt deep in the past.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in an okay situation now.
Okay, beautiful.
But I think
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what he would be worried about. about now.
Okay. No, that's all right. And you've interpreted it anyway, I think, because you said that he said he was sorry. So it's probably concern about the relationship that he had with you. Okay. So let's go now. I want you to talk about what you want, and I want you to start with your relationship or your connection to Source, because that is truly how we find the bliss. So what do you want? What would you, how would you like to connect to Source from now on? Do you want to just have an open conversation with him? Do you want to leave this and just have that concept of the phone, so anytime you need him you can just actually pick up the phone and talk to him? Is that how you want the relationship to proceed? Because it is as simple as or as complicated as you want it to be.
Yeah, basically that's our relationship. It's pretty much open. And the phone line is always open. I have an open mic, so it seems like I'm always in constant communication, because as I talk, God seems to always come through my words somehow. So there is I already have an open mic with him, but I guess I'm still kind of, I still got that baggage I'm still dealing with, and even though I dealt with it for the most part,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now talk, Tasha, about what you want. So what does Tash truly want? Like, what do you want in terms of what do you want in terms of a relationship? Do you want an intimate relationship? Do you want a partner?
I want as far as like having friends, I do want my friends, but I want them in a way that they celebrate me and they correct me. There's always the element of growth, always growing and growing on all levels, not just on, superficial level or how the world sees us level, but, those friends that, help you grow and from the inside out, correct you where you were wrong.
I do, I do know. So, no, you go.
Oh, and as far as the intimate, yes, the intimate, but the relationship has to be well-founded. The boundaries have to be intact. There's got to be some sense of the foundation of beliefs and values have to be strong. It has to be very well built. I don't want to fail intimate relationship, but a relationship that grows from the inside outward, So, I don't know if those kind of relationships exist. I think the relationship they have now is, if you got money, I got money, we all got money, let's be happy. But I do want something that's a little bit deeper than that, so.
And you will get that, Tasha, because I think superficially, yes, people talk about what do you do and I want money and you want money, but those people are really holding their value on money. So actually, spiritually, we're way bigger than money. We have way more value than any monetary value. We're so much bigger than that.
No, it doesn't matter how much money you got.
Of course it doesn't. Exactly. We're absolutely. Okay. That's lovely. Okay. So, you're really quite defined. You've got some real clarity about what you want in your life. So you've set some really strong intentions today. And you're energizing that simply through communicating that to Source about what you really want. So you focus on only what you want. Now, we all have baggage, and there is an aspect to spirituality that is cleansing, in my experience. I'm not saying that's the case for all. That is cleansing. and you know, you need to cleanse to bring yourself up to that vibrational, to raise your vibrational consciousness. It can be as simple as invoking light and cleansing yourself, or it can be as simple as doing a bit of self-inquiry and going, is that the truth for me? For example, you know, you don't have this issue, but for somebody that has issues with money, like, you know, that I am worth more. Is it true? Yes or no? You know, those sorts of self-inquiry things, affirmations, things like that can cleanse. But I think as you continue on the path, you have a very, very solid relationship with Source, which we have just established. It's really solid. And you can always go into that space. Once you feel that divine white light around you, and you can sense that that God or Source is in every single thing. If you ripped away, if you sort of tore down the world that we see now and say it was just wallpaper, behind that is just pure love light. It is in every single thing around us. So when we get bigger than the picture and connect with that, which you are, then we will inevitably follow the path to our best well-being, because Source is always acting in our highest interest, whether it seems that the event around us is good or bad. Okay, it's only our perception. It's only our perception of that event that limits us. There's a gift in everything. So you, my dear, have a phone conversation with Source. I think your relationship with Source might even be more direct than mine is. I do it through meditation, but I don't have a phone conversation with him. So that's fantastic, because you can communicate directly with Source anytime on what you want. And you can say, I only see myself surrounded by empowering, supportive, inspirational, kind, loving friendships. And the same with relationships. And so, you know, once you speak your word, you're a word person, you pick up the phone, you're a verbal person. Once you do that, then you are truly creating with Source your experience. And so, Tasha, it's as simple as that. So you continue to do that, then it will have to outpicture, you know, because you've co-created with Source. Everything, regardless of any baggage you have, that has to outpicture, because that is the highest essence of our life, is co-creating with Source. We are truly, truly powerful people. We can do the worst things in the world and we are still truly loved, because divine love is unconditional. So how can it be any other way? So regardless of the things that we've done, it's usually ourselves holding ourselves back from baggage. The baggage is a perception as well. Okay? So what I'd like you to remember, the whole point of that exercise, well, it revealed to me how connected you actually are, which is really connected. But the whole point of that exercise, Tasha, was to know that within you, you have the access to divine at any point in time, to merge yourself with divine and raise your consciousness without having to do anything else but that. To know that you're truly loved.
Okay.
And to feel truly loved. Okay? Because the one beautiful thing about you that you truly understand, which most people don't, is that it is not about quantity, it is about quality. And so, as
Yes.
absolutely, and so,
Yes, absolutely.
and
Necessary.
absolutely. And what is the highest quality relationship that we can have in this life? It has to be our relationship with ourselves and with Source. So there you go. Beautiful things. I think you're like bursting with colours and expanding all over the place. Much to think about. Much to think about in this conversation. There's deep and then there's super deep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I'm hoping you're a bright girl. I get that you get it. I get that you understand the fundamentals of spirituality and that you know it's really a journey within. And so, you know, you it's a feeling journey. It's all on how you feel. If you feel good, feelings lead. If you feel good, ensure that you incorporate things into your life that make you feel good.
Right. Exactly.
And you know, and blessed to you, because you're only in a transitional phase, and you know, it's as you raise your consciousness, it's got to outpicture to you. So you'll be probably ringing me back in a week and saying, I've got too many friends now, I don't know what to do. Because
hopefully, I just want 1, 2, or 3. That's all. I don't need a whole 5 of them.
and I'm sure that you will. I'm sure that you will. It's just a transitional phase. You're a beautiful person, and you can count me as one of your friends now. So there you go. There you go.
Okay, got you.
Blessings to you, my dear. Blessings to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, God bless you also. You have a blessed night.
I will.
Or blessed morning, wherever you are.
Exactly. Yeah. All the best, darling. Thank you so much.
All right, you have a good day.
Okay.
Bye.
See you, Tash. Bye. Bye. Okay. And we have another caller here that's waited on. So look, the radio show stopped some time ago, but this caller's been waiting, so I'm going to take this call. So, number ending in 1139. Hello. Sorry, the radio show's finished, but I'm still on Facebook Live, so how can I help you? Soul Space Radio here, sorry.
Hi, my name is Hugh. I'm
Hugh.
calling from the center of the universe. That's what they call Ashland, Virginia.
Beautiful. I have traveled today to the center of the universe. How wonderful is that? Truly blessed, Hugh.
Yes, I just was looking to see what you might pick up on, or any messages related to the work that I'm doing, if it's being looked at more closely globally. It's things that will empower people and root out corruption, and also very interested in empowering women and indigenous people in my work.
Ah, Hugh, right. Well, I don't even need to be too intuitive to answer your question on that. Anything that's empowering to humanity is at the forefront of any conscious enterprise right now. In other words, you are completely aligned with the universe, and therefore it must be successfully disseminated, without a doubt. And the reason that I can say this is because obviously you're a very spiritual person, Hugh, and you probably talk to me about how you get your creativity. How does your creativity come to you? In other words, how do you come up with your business concepts?
I've always been creative all my life, and I've had a very bizarre life. What I'd like to do is share my name. I don't do anything on the internet myself, but there's plenty of information if you Google my name, and there is Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook page, which I'd like to share with you, if I may.
Okay, yes, for sure. Hugh, can I ask you what you can do? If you're purely aligned with heart-centric space, in other words, what you're doing is for the good of mankind, I will support any of those types of projects. In fact, I do, both in this radio show, but also I support businesses in terms of conscious entrepreneurs. And what I mean by conscious...
Oh, that's great. That's exactly what I'm looking.
Yeah, because what I do, Hugh, is...
Let me spell my name for you so you can put it on the internet. It's H-U-G-H.
Yes.
And the last name is Charles, and the first letter is T like Tom, then R-A-U-L-S-E-N like Nancy. And you can put it on YouTube or just Google it, and there's all kinds of interviews and websites. There's a big website. If you just Google 3 words, my last name, Charleston, again, T-R-A-U-L-S-E-N, and then put the word and, A-N-D, and then Trump, T-R-U-M-P, will bring you to a page, website, rootingoutcorruption.weebly.com. I actually share common background with President Trump, but I'm not into the ego like he is, and you'll see some interesting text and documents on that page. And consciousness globally in ways that will be bringing forth new paradigms based on spirituality and unconditional agape love that have started like a Pac-Man game of transparency that the global elites can't stop because it's not ego-based, that will keep bringing transparency back to where it has to go to force them to either change their ways or be dealt with legally and plug up the money pipelines if they're not functioning properly. So I say any company, since you work with companies too, any company today, you can have the best product, the best customer service. It's no longer enough. You have to be good to your employees, your customers, the environment, and give back to the community in ethical, legal, moral, transparent ways. That's the new paradigms.
Yeah, absolutely it is. It is. And Hugh, talk to me a little bit more about, because creative souls tend to get, they tend to be very linked to source or God or whatever you might term that as. and actually tend to be quite intuitive. So it seems that you've been kind of guided here into this space. I completely agree with you. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Because I too am very passionate. In fact, I do receive visions from Source which have led me into certain areas specifically to do with raising consciousness of individuals to a more heart-centric space. But I have some concern in this space because there's multiple individuals who are doing the same thing, and I believe that their intention is good. But when your intention is also skewed by hate, in other words, when people say, I want to raise the consciousness through loving, but I really hate this group in our society, it creates concern for me, because that is not truly coming from a heart-centric space.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been tested throughout my entire life. I was raised in the Catholic faith, but I'm not a practicing Catholic, and the church is having a lot of karma come back on them because of the way they manipulated and hijacked people. I say any religion that's not bringing you to a personal heart-to-God relationship is just a third-party manipulator. But I do thank the Catholic Church for introducing me to Jesus Christ. That's where I resonate. And Jesus never had anybody over the head with a club and said, follow me. He knows you have free will. But he set the example by saying how people should live their life with two basic things. Number one, put God first always, whoever you feel that may be. Secondly, love your neighbors yourself. If you can bring that into your heart, into your family, into the community, you're right on track with your life. And then if you can find a passion that you really love something you're doing and be a blessing to others through doing that at the same time, then you're way ahead of anything that you could have dreamed for. Just be in gratitude always, and forgive people if they've done things to you, because there is karma involved with those kinds of situations. And that's where I function sort of as a wish show in a phoenix rising. I have had many bizarre experiences which include UFO, paranormal, and near death, and I just let go and let God when I can't handle things. It always works out. It doesn't seem that way when you're going through it, but that's the test of your faith. So if your faith is rock solid, you'll come through it every time.
Yeah, because we learn as much in the abyss, and sometimes more in the gift of, because it's all perception based, and there's nothing behind anything other than divine pure love. Yeah. So I'm completely aligned. I'm a little unaligned, perhaps, when we talk about karma, because I actually, in my perception, from my experience, I don't believe there is such a thing. And I'll tell you why, because as soon as we die or transition, in my experience, we just go back to pure love like divine beings. If any karma is inherent, it's a human technique, not a divine love concept. So I think perhaps
that may be very true. I only give it out to make people more aware of how they might act with one another, because
Yeah.
I have actually seen things that I never asked for happen to people who have ruled with me in a negative way. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
I think you're right. I think,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And perhaps there is a balancing. I mean, the universe is all in balance. So I don't, I haven't in my own individual journey experienced any a particular thing other than pure divine love and completely protected in that space. But you know, I've also been very blessed in that I live in the Western world, and you know, so it's all on experiences and perception. And the older I become, or the more that I learn about spirituality, the more I realize that I can't actually say that anyone's opinion is incorrect or false, because the more that you open up in this journey, the more that you realize that you don't really know. So yeah, it's beautiful.
But the main thing in that regard is if you're talking the talk, you have to also be walking the walk.
You
Not
do.
too many people
Absolutely.
do it too properly.
No, exactly. And we are unfortunately living in the marketing era. So a lot of people are talking the talk and not walking the walk. But, you know,
Exactly.
we're all on a journey, aren't we? I mean, do you know, like, I think that, yeah. And I think the epitome is that I truly believe that all of us have the latent ability to be like Jesus Christ. We just have to make the effort to raise our vibrational consciousness. And we have to appreciate that.
That's the free will, that's a choice.
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
We have to appreciate that not everyone wants that choice, and we have to appreciate that everybody's at different aspects of their journey. We're an infinite soul, so perhaps we've come to learn different things. I don't know if this is an education class, because I think, again, divine love doesn't really work that way, but it's just a blessing to be able to have the opportunity to meet people like yourself, Hugh, and to meet my lovely callers that call up through the radio show, because you know, I think that we are very aligned now in that what has happened in the past is no longer what we want. And the fact that you are focused on building a new future, that it's love-centric, I'm completely aligned with that. We need to do that.
Well, we've never had the technologies in place to do it. I say the internet is mankind's avatar for the future, but we have to clean it up.
We
like
do.
The Wild West
Yes, but
people aren't using the technology properly at all. They're Twittering and Facebooking their lives away. Where they should be coming into the community, stopping the racial baloney, and giving respect and listening to each other's stories.
Yeah.
Especially the indigenous, because those stories have been passed down orally for thousands of years, and with all the mixing and marriages over time, that pure heritage is being lost. So that has to come back, because they're in such beautiful alignment with nature. They can help clean up the environment, which needs to be done too. And we have to stop these corporations that want to stay on this destructive paradigm of gas, energy, and gasoline and whatever, because they've killed people over the years that have come forth with excellent inventions, like I've heard even of cars that will even run on water, and you take the Tesla energy itself too. He wanted everybody to have free energy, free electricity and everything. So I think in what's coming, it will sort itself out. But again, you're exactly right. It's all the love energy. That's the God energy. That's the most powerful energy there is. So
it is.
Align yourself with that energy and ask for divine guidance. And
absolutely.
Progress beautifully in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. It is all about divine love. That is the whole point. And that fact that you are loved, it's about co-creating the source. There's no other way to do it. You raised some really interesting points. I'm aware that bad stuff has happened. Yes, bad stuff has happened to all of us. The thing is that we need to focus on what we want. We will not get where we want to be if we focus on the bad stuff. We need to focus on what we want. The interesting point that you made about technology is that I truly believe that we have all this technology around us, but we're not at the right consciousness level to utilize it correctly. So in other words, I think it's more of a chicken and egg thing. I think we need to raise our consciousness as a group of people so that we are more heart-centric and love-based, and it's happening. I'm a Pollyanna. I believe it's happening. It's happening in communities. You and I are discussing this in completely different countries. There is an awareness around this. As we raise everybody's vibrational consciousness to a love dynamic, we will get out of this war. We will get out of separation. And from there, we can use the technology correctly. But until we do that, Hugh, it's like giving people a loaded gun. So, you know, let's...
Yes. Well, that's why I use my life as examples and say it's, when you have the negative, it's always best to make lemonade out of the lemons, and you learn from every experience and you learn from each other's stories.
Yeah.
So, well, don't repeat the same mistakes, but understand how simple and basic the law of attraction really is. What you put out, you get back. So if you're putting out that love properly, it's going to come back in all kinds of ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you're blessing others,
yeah.
As you just said, as you bless others, it's a blessing back to you.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And it is. And the other huge constraint that I see personally in people is the concept that they're only as valuable as the dollar, which is just, I don't know what has happened to our society that people have such low self-esteem.
Well, I have a good idea. It's the material world. Too many people are focused on the material world, but they forget the fact that, and even an atheist can't deny the fact that we came from spirit.
Yeah.
100 years is like the blink of an eye. And we're going to go back into spirit where the material goods have absolutely no use there. So it's really time to start shifting. And again, be in gratitude. And all the religions, they say if they function properly on the planet, nobody would be deprived of clean water, food, and proper shelter. So I'm looking again to change all these paradigms. I said there's 4 big areas that are really controlling us. It's mainstream media, big business, big government, and the religions, and they're all tied in together. So people have to look in the mirror and really say, who is controlling me? Now, you're going to be controlled to some extent if you have to work in a job, but beyond that job, that's where I worked 100-hour weeks years ago, but I still tested my own entrepreneurial wings, and it's just amazing the people and the experiences that I had, and actually wound up being a whistleblower. On the big website, when you Google Charleston and Trump, there's a page that has a Wall Street Journal article from 1983 that I was written up, and it triggered an investigation that eventually led to the resignation of the Speaker of the House in shame, the third highest office in the country. So due to apathy and people not knowing what to do or how to do it, they always want to take the easy way out and look for a savior. They don't want to take personal responsibility, and if they work 40 hours, they come home and their kid don't. You gave a beautiful example. I'm so happy to hear that you stopped the show to take care of your young son there when he came home. That's a true motherly thing that you did, and that's what my wife was like an earth angel to me, and she blessed me with unconditional love. So I want to have the women show, because the men, they don't have that nurturing as much as the women. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine energies, but it's time for the women now to really come forth in the world to help us all balance those energies properly. And in the indigenous circles, the women told the chiefs what to do.
Yeah, and indigenous people, I mean, you're quite correct, because they actually are the most intuitive people on the planet. So their particular model in their society and culture is all supportive of that, which is why they're so symbiotic with environmental aspects and stuff as well. And we've got a lot to learn. There's a lot that we don't know, and we've got a lot to learn. But I'm truly positive that we can, that we can all get there. And it's a wonderful experience having the opportunity of having a radio show and meeting people like yourself, Hugh. And I will put links up to your website and bits and pieces on my Facebook page, because I think, which is Soul Space Radio, because I think it's really important that we share these messages, and we're certainly aligned. So I thank you very much. I thank you very much for your time. And
if you have my number, I don't do email or texting, but I know you're in Australia too, but I'd love to speak with you some more if you have the opportunity to call me. But either way, the social media on the internet is controlled by my business partner in New York, who is a cybersecurity expert and also involved in education. So he'll tell me when you friend that or he'll friend you back or whatever. On the Facebook page is a picture of me with my finger on a big marble ball or globe. It's sort of metaphysical, but the Twitter page is what I'm able to see on the internet myself. So that's a way too that you'll find some interesting postings on there.
Okay, so Hugh, how can I contact you then? Can I contact you through Facebook Messenger? No?
Yeah, you can, yes. There's a LinkedIn, the Facebook page I mentioned, a Twitter page, and the big website, rootingoutcorruption.weebly.com. They're all controlled by my business partner in New York, so he gives me updates on people that friend that or contacted. So, and then there's an interview on that big website. Let me just give you these three words again to be sure you have it. My last name, Traulsen, Traulsen, and the word and, A-N-D, and then Trump, T-R-U-M-P. And when you get onto the website in the menu, if you look for where it says business opportunity at the top of the page, there's an interview I did with my partner, Dave Solano, which I think you might find interesting, and then you can respond with any questions through the internet, but you are able to reach out to my landline. That's the number you're seeing, 804-798-1139. You can always call me on that, and then if I'm not available, just give me an indication when you might call again, or I can set a time through my business partner. But either way, you'll at least be able to, through the internet, make contact with them and indirectly be able to ask questions more of me, which I can have them answer through the internet too.
Okay, Hugh. And so, Hugh, quick question. So, what attracted you to this radio show today? I'm just interested. Obviously, there's some synchronicity in action.
Well, I've been on a lot of blog talk shows, and I've been interviewed on a number of them too. In fact, it might be fun for you to listen to one that used to be very popular out of Australia. It was Oculus, O-C-U-L-U-S radio, and if you can just put Hugh Traulsen and Laura Magdalene Eisenhower, L-A-U-R-A, Magdalene, M-A-D-G-A-L-I-N-E, Eisenhower, E-I-S-E-N-H-O-W-E-R. She was the great-granddaughter of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. She was a guest on the Oculus radio show, but I used to go on that show quite often a few years back, and I think you might find that quite interesting too, and you might be able to make contact with some of the people in Australia. One was Elisa Harrison. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's interviewed a lot of people around the world.
No, okay. Well, goodness me, well, you're more in the know. I've tended to, most of my development has tended to be individual, which I'm quite happy about too, because I have no preconceptions, or very few preconceptions about. There's I've noticed that spirituality has become quite trendy, and the name spiritual guru freaks me out. To be honest. So
well, again, tell the guru it's time to get off the mountain.
I think exactly.
Thousands of dollars to go to these seminars and things, and buy books and CDs, but all that you can self-empower yourself with if you know how to understand certain basic things. When you start really researching, you'll find common threads with all the successful people. And then when you start seeing those, then you should focus on that and bring that into your own efforts, because that's how they were successful. Is an old saying, if you want to be successful, you have to surround yourself with successful people, do the things successful people do. So how do you do that? You're not going to be able to go out to lunch with the Dalai Lama or whatever, even if you're going to pay for it, but you can through books and through just internet, you can
I think it is.
see those
Yeah.
common threads.
It's definitely largely an individual journey, and it may take very different formats depending on the individual, but yeah.
Well, I've been all my life. I never knew how powerful my life experiences were to teach me. That's the other thing. When I look back, I keep discovering very powerful synchronicities. I'll give you one that I mentioned in different radio shows just to show it's quite mind-boggling. The person I exposed in the Wall Street Journal article back in the early 80s, I read a couple of books prior to exposing them that were helpful in me understanding how I was being manipulated. One was titled KGB, The Eyes of Russia, written by Harry Rositsky, who was a high-level CIA operative. And I spoke with him after reading the book and lost contact over the years. In 2008, something triggered me to see if he was still alive. I Googled his name and saw that he had passed. When I read his obituary, 4 synchronicities jumped right out at me. His name was Harry. My father's name was Harry. His wife's name was Barbara Helen. My mother-in-law's name was Helen. His daughter's name was Ann Elizabeth Hunt. My wife's name was Ann Elizabeth. My mother's maiden name was Hunt. Now, 4 synchronicities in one little obituary is pretty bizarre, but when you tie that in with high-level CIA, that's off the charts.
Yeah.
Those are very interesting things that I
Well,
my entire life.
there is no such thing as coincidence. So, that there's a purpose for all things. So, synchronicity is definitely divine in action. So, interesting.
There you go.
Very interesting, Hugh. It would be wonderful. It would be my honour to talk to you further. I better in the radio show ended some time ago, so I best come off this call now. But thank you so much for listening, and I'll be in touch, and I'll certainly put some links up on the Soul Space Radio site so that you can so that I can disseminate your message further.
Yeah, and I'll have my partner notified that to friend you back on the Facebook or whatever that you're doing with the Twitter and stuff too. And then if you like what you see, here again, I just want to interject this as we're getting on too. I don't sell anything, and neither does my partner, but there are tools, video products that are very powerful that we're in a network organization that offers a whole package, and it's set up as like an MLM, which a lot of people, again, they want to run away from. But MLMs are, if they're run properly, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that a lot of people don't want to put the time and effort in. But the beauty of this is it's not like a physical product like a Amway or Herbalife or whatever. It's digital. So it's how you strategize with these video products is the key, and that's where we empower anybody coming into our network at no cost. So again, we don't sell anything, but we look to joint venture and collaborate to be a blessing to others in the hopes that they'll do the same for others once they understand how these strategies can truly change people's lives.
What is an MLM? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that term.
It's titled multi-level marketing.
Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, well.
A lot of people confuse it with they call it a pyramid scheme, a lot of people, but those are people that are totally unaware. Let me give you this website. There's a very interesting website. It's MLMlegal.com, and this is an attorney who represents MLM companies, and I was listening to an interview of him, and he actually stated that hedge funds are looking to shut down MLMs. Now, hedge funds manipulate stocks all over the world in secrecy, so that if you're through your stock investment broker, you're at their mercy. But if you're in the right kind of an MLM, you can empower yourself and make more money perhaps than having it invested in stocks that you really aren't sure what's going to happen.
Okay.
You're controlling it yourself.
Okay, so to clarify, the MLM that you're talking about is selling products and tools so that people can assist them in their spiritual journey. Is that correct?
Well, it can be, these video products can be utilized for anything. Actually, that's where it could be very interesting for you to teach people even that have blog talk shows how to monetize the show so they don't have to seek out sponsors or just empower their audiences, and that can be done separately with a different website once you understand how to introduce it properly. Again, not sell the principles of the company are constantly pushing the MLM opportunity. I don't look at that. I look at the video products and what can they do if they're working properly. And my partner is hands-on. I'm not hands-on with them, but all I have to know is that they work. The package contains everything from video email to video newsletters to webinars, a social media wall, and video chat. So all those things can be very powerful when we discuss some of the ways that they can be utilized in our interview on that you'll go through on that page, Business Opportunity.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do, Hugh, because obviously this is a monetized system, is that I'm not going to put anything up until I've had an evaluation of it myself, because
That's what I tell people too.
Because because
because
a lot of
people when they see some of the stuff that I've been through in my life, they get scared or whatever. That's their choice, and that's what
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this
I'm
from
functioning as a way show that it's right. I don't have the fear.
No, I'm not doing it from a fear-based aspect. I'm doing it from an aspect that I take personal responsibility and integrity for anything that I endorse. And therefore, if I'm putting something effectively through my stream of audience, to my audience, I need to make darn sure that it's authentic and it has integrity.
I just want to make sure you have this one other radio show, because this woman is like my muse and one of the most talented people on the planet, who interviewed me a few years ago. If you after my name, Hugh Charleston, if you put Unlimited Life, Unconditional Love, I was interviewed by Dame Nicole Brandon, who's a member of the Transformational Leadership Council, upon which the movie The Secret was won. That's Jack Campbell's organization.
Yes. Okay, well...
She's not actively involved in Talk Fusion, but you'll hear at least you'll be able to hear her talk about me.
Okay, Hugh, well, on that note, I must go. I've got my Facebook Live.
Thank you so much for giving me the time. I'll keep getting my prayers, and it's
thank you.
helping people. It will sort things out in the right way.
Well, all I can do is try. Thanks, you. Appreciate your time.
Change your vocabulary there. I have a friend that's got 3 doctorates, and he's a clinical psychologist. He says, if you're sitting in a chair, try and get up. Don't do it. Just try. Either you're going to get up or you don't. But if you try, you won't do anything.
Yes. I'm hearing it.
You get up, but so I take that word "try" out of my vocabulary.
Well, that's very true, Hugh. Very true. Okay, I better go on my Facebook audience.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you too. Thanks for calling, Hugh. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so on that note, it's time for me to dial up. What an interesting day we have had today with the radio show. Really interesting, lots of different callers, and obviously Hugh at the end there with a similar vision, aligned in terms of what he's trying to do, and I'll have a look at his material, and if it's suitable to disseminate, I'll put it up. But this program does not endorse or support any particular strategy over another without, I just wouldn't do that. Okay, so time to go. I'm sorry, I was looking at my watch before because I've kept you guys on the line for long enough. So, love you, thank you for joining, bye.